Hi everyone, I am Francesco Suman, scientific journalist, and I am here with Fabrizio Nestola, full professor of mineralogy at the Department of Geosciences at the University of Padua, and Marta Pamato, a mineral physicist working as a postdoc in Fabrizio's lab. Hi, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning. Thank you.
So, Fabrizio, you received some very important acknowledgements in your career, among which recently in 2019, the Alexander von Humboldt Research Award. And you also recently ended an ERC project on the study of diamonds in the depths of Earth, which is a pretty fascinating field study. This ERC started in 2013 and ended in 2018. And I know that before getting this grant, you were working abroad, and then you moved to Padova, and you started writing this proposal here in Padova. So how was it? How did it happen?
Okay, so it's a very fun story. I mean, I started my work in Padua in 2006. It was April of 2006. I remember very well this as a researcher, and let's say all of us in Italy know that it's very difficult to get research funds from our country, and especially if you want to have let's say competitive laboratory around the world, you need a lot of research funds. That's clear. And I perfectly remember the day when I asked a report of my research money, and my secretary told me that I had only 16 euros. And and that day, clearly, I decided that I had to try something bigger than normal funding. This is the story. At that time, I mean, the European Research Council grants were only started in 2007, so it was not so common. At least in Italy, there were not so many of these grants. And even from my side, it was a little kind of a dream, you know, to get so much money, because you perfectly know that European Research Council grants are extremely huge, you know. And so I tried with something that I thought it was a very good idea. I mean, to understand the depth at which natural diamonds form. You know, diamonds are done by carbon, and to know at which depth the carbon can really go, and also to know these, let's say, geodynamics as a function of the age of our planet. You know, to know at which depth diamond form as a function of time is something in geology extremely interesting. And I tried to understand if this was normally known in the field of diamonds. And you know, asking and asking and asking, at the end I realized that my skill could be very important in that field. And I tried to submit a project to the European Research Council, and it was very successful. And you know, I got this 1.5 million euros from Brussels. I could set up a very important laboratory, and I can tell you that actually, when I bought this special instrumentation, it's a X-ray diffraction instrumentation. It was practically the first one of this kind in the world, because we convinced the two companies to assemble a very new instrumentation. This was a very successful project. You know, I had several postdocs working with me from Italy and from outside Italy. I could organize international school in diamonds. So this completely changed my life. And I must also admit that the University of Padua really strongly support me and gave me a full professor position for this grant. So this, I don't know how many universities at that time could agree about this. I mean, this is very important story. And also the project was very successful. We published a few papers in Nature, Science, the cover of Nature, the cover of Science. We published around 80 papers. So it was very, very, very successful. So my life completely changed. And I can say now that in any big project around the world about diamonds, all my colleagues always involved me because of our skill, of our laboratory, of our experience in X-ray diffraction on these materials. And then these are very, very important involvement. Of course, now Since 2018, I'm head of department, and also my life changed a lot. And I try to go around and to go behind all this, but it's not that easy. But I will not give up with science.
But luckily there is Marta in your lab, which is
Yes.
carrying forward a great research. She won a Marie Curie fellowship in 2017, but she started doing research in your lab in 2019. And Marta, you left Padova in 2008, and then you came back for this fellowship in 2019. How was it, coming back after 11 years?
Well, I have to say it was really nice to come back after so long time. A bit strange because when I came back to the department, they used to be my professors when I was a bachelor student. They became my colleagues, So it was at the beginning a strange feeling, but I really like it in here. I received my basic education in Padova. I left when I just received my bachelor degree. I remember I received it on the 3rd of October, and the 9th, I was already in Germany where I started my master degrees. So I moved quite a lot. I went from Germany where I did master's and PhD. Then I spent a year in the United States, and then 3.5 years in the UK. And when I was in the UK, in London, I still was in contact with Fabrizio. Fabrizio was my supervisor. I did the bachelor thesis with him when he was still a young researcher, and he just came back from abroad. And we started still to collaborate again. He mentioned a paper in Nature before. One of those was based on our collaboration. So I started to get involved into the diamond field because I did something different. I studied more the physical properties of materials that we synthesize in the lab because we cannot access otherwise. And by combining the knowledge we have from laboratories to study natural samples, that's when we got this important collaboration. And then I decided, okay, it's time to go back home. Let's go back to Italy. And we decided, okay, what if I write a Marie Curie fellowship? He gave me some nice ideas to work on sulfides, to study these special samples that are included in the diamonds, that we can understand the timing of formation that he mentioned before. It was a great shot, a big shot, so I tried it and it was successful at the first time. And from that, I got the opportunity to come back to Italy. And I think it's been a nice experience ever since. So it's like closing the loop I started a long time ago.
Well, this is always nice, coming back home and receiving such good, sensations. And what are your plans for the next future?
So I have still less than a year to finish my Marie Curie fellowship. And the idea is to go a step forward and, well, if possible, I will try to apply for an ERC starting grant, which is the last year I can apply for. And if everything goes well, that will be the next step, or try to apply for other fundings to get money and keep going with research in the lab and help Fabrizio not only to let Fabrizio escape from his director duties, let's say. Yeah.
Yeah, Fabrizio, do you want to add something about your plans for the future?
Well, I have to say that Marta really saved me, because it's very difficult for me to go to the lab, and she's taking care of everything. She also helps me with students. It's very important. And she's so enthusiastic about the work we're doing. She loves diamonds, not only the diamonds for fingers, I can tell you. And I have to say that she probably, based on what we already done in the past, but the new projects she's developing are absolutely ahead with respect to what we have done. It's not just a complementary, or let's say an incremental study. It's a completely different story. And Marta and I are talking about the new projects that we would like to. I mean, she will develop. Honestly, I will just supervise all she likes from me. But but she will go ahead with this for sure. And we cannot say much. We cannot say much, but I can tell you that if Marta is right, we can demonstrate things extremely important for the entire community in geology, not just for diamonds. That's what we want to do. I mean, an ERC grant must be based on this. You not just it's not just money for doing your routinary research. I mean, an ERC grant is a cutting-edge science, and you must really show why you deserve this money. That's true. So we cannot say more than this, but I'm sure that Marta will develop something very special.
Well, I can only wish you the best of luck for this project, and thank you for this nice chat.
Thank you very much, and see you soon.
See you soon.